What is going on, y'all? It is TCG here, back again with another card discussion video, and today we're going to be talking about OP09 leaders. That's right, we already have reveals for them, and they're pretty good so far. This first one might not be so much, but yeah, they're pretty dang good. But before we jump into this, I want to shout out today's sponsor, and that is going to be Dueling Guard. Huh? You still aren't using Dueling Guard? Then you aren't using the best TCG accessories on the market. Dueling Guard makes the highest quality TCG deck boxes with the most stunning artwork I've ever seen. Their modular design allows for easy access to your decks and dice. They don't just make deck boxes, they also make the highest quality binders with side-loading pages to keep your expensive cards safe and protected. They also make high-quality playmats and now even sleeves. I personally use their sleeves on all of my cards and cannot go back to another sleeve after I've been using theirs. They are grippy and slick when you need them to be, and I have no doubts that my cards are protected in them. Gear up with Dueling Guard to protect your cards in style. Don't forget to use code GUMGUMTCG to get a discount at checkout. Alright, y'all, so like I said, this video we're going to be looking at the O9 leaders and kind of talking over their effects, maybe what we could do, what kind of cards we could expect to see paired with these leaders. We have a couple of them revealed already for, I believe, this Lim. I don't know how to say this. If you know how to pronounce it, put it down in the comments below. Also, if you like this content, make sure you're already subscribed. If not, come on, man, hit that subscribe button and hit that like button too. It helps me out a lot and shows this video to other people. Now, this is a character from the One Piece Odyssey game, which I personally tried to play, and I guess I'm just not too big of a fan of those turn-based RPG games like that. I think Final Fantasy is like that as well. Just not my cup of tea. However, was a really cool concept for game, looked really cool, and maybe I should go back and try to replay it. But this is one of your main characters in there. Let's go ahead and zoom in on it. I wish you could see all of it right there. Hold on, let me... There we go. In video editing. Look at that. So it is a purple and green 5,000 power for life leader with the Odyssey typing. This is like, she's like the main character of the Odyssey game that isn't the Straw Hats. Like, she can control time, I'm pretty sure, and send them back in time and make them do stuff again. I'm pretty sure that's the whole premise of the game. But that aside, her first line is a clause on this card that says your characters enter play as rested. Now, that's all of them. Every character you play enters play as rested. Seems very bad off the start. Now, my first thoughts behind this are we're going to get a stage card that goes with Odyssey that makes all your guys stand up at the end of the turn or counteracts this or something. But there's going to be a way for you to restand them, because if you're playing everything as rested, it just leaves them vulnerable to attacking in the next turn. Maybe we'll have a card that protects all of them from being KO'd while they're rested. That would be pretty broken. But that's not the only part of her effect. It also has an activate main once per turn effect that says you may rest 3 of your Dawn, set up to 1 of your Dawn from your Dawn deck as rested, then play a cost 5 or lower Odyssey type character from your hand. So for resting 3 Dawn, you get to ramp 1 and you play a 5 cost. Now, this sounds really strong. The only thing holding this back is that your characters come in rested. So not only can you ramp a Dawn in this deck on turn 2, if you're going first, you can rest 3, go up to 4, and play a 5 cost. That's pretty powerful. Now, it does have to have the Odyssey typing, which I think restricts it a lot, and I assume we'll be getting a lot of Odyssey cards in here. Definitely, I'd say probably all the Straw Hats, as well as the Lim herself, and I think we have the other guy, Adio, I believe is his name, revealed already. But this, to me, sounds very strong, and if there is a way to counteract this, your character's interplay as rested clause, this is pretty busted. Is it the strongest leader effect I've ever read? I don't think so, but I think it's got some power behind it. Purple and green is also a pretty cool combination. At least it was with green, purple, Dofi. But I just think we're going to need more reveals to really see what this leader is capable of. And like I said, we had a couple reveals. This is a promo limb, not from 09. It is a promo card, so I do not know when we would receive this in the TCG, but it's a 2-cost, 0-power Odyssey character with 1,000 counter. It is a blocker, and then at the end of your turn, if you have 2 or more Odyssey-type rested characters, you set this character as active. So, kind of works with that rested stuff. Seems pretty decent, not too bad. And then we have an ADO Radio, 2k counter promo as well. It's 4-cost 5k, 2k counter. If you have 2 or more Odyssey type rested characters, this character gains 1,000 power. So not bad either, but like I said, these are promos, so not sure when we would be able to expect to receive these cards in the TCG or for the OCG for that matter. But I know that we did get revealed some other cards that are in 09. And then here's another card reveal we could just go ahead and talk about. It's another promo. People were excited because this got leaked with the effect blurred out on Twitter a while ago. As you can see, this is from a while ago, 6/21. You know, some of these reveals are a little old, but I still want to talk about them and cover them. It's a blue Marco, and it's a 4/6, no counter, Whitebeard Pirates. When KO'd, you can put this character back in your hand. I think that's okay. It's nothing great. It's nothing amazing or game-breaking, but it is what it is. Not every card can be busted. Now, if your name is Marshall D. Teach, you can be pretty busted. This is our mono black leader for 09, and people are already devastated by the effect. It is a black leader, 5 life, 5k power, 4 Emperors and Blackbeard Pirates typing. And personally, I am a Blackbeard fan. I love this guy. I think he's hilarious. He's definitely super, super evil, but I love his power, and I think he's super interesting. I think he's really smart, and he's after the One Piece in ways that other characters are not. All that aside, though, this leader's pretty scary. First off, he has a clause as well that says your on-play abilities don't activate. Now, what does that mean? That means you cannot play Gecko Moria in this deck. That means that you cannot play, I guess, 6-cost Sakazuki in this deck. That means you cannot play Brand New in this deck. That means you cannot play most really strong black cards in this deck. Sabo doesn't work in this deck. This deck will be built different than any other deck we have ever seen in the One Piece card game. And I think that I've been talking to a lot of people about this, and this reminds me of Mystic Mine. I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh! And Mystic Mine was a card that you always had to build your deck around. Now, whether that's having outs for it in the main deck or having it in the side deck, you had to have some sort of way to destroy that card and combat it in some form. Well, One Piece doesn't have a side deck. So what does that mean? You're going to have to build in your main deck to play against Blackbeard while also having enough power and push to play against other decks. Why is that? It's because of his second effect. Activate main, you can trash 1 card from your hand until the end of your opponent's next turn. Your opponent's on-play abilities don't activate. So they could just trash a card from their hand every single turn and none of your on-plays activate. This means if you're playing a Nell, your Yamatos don't work. Your Katakuris don't work. Your 10-drop Ace does not work. None of your healing top end does anything. It just is a vanilla now. And this ties in perfectly with Marshall D. Teach's ability in the show, you know. Spoiler alert, jump ahead if you don't, but if you haven't gotten there already, but he can negate people's powers. Like, that's been around for quite a while. It's just his darkness fruit, you know. If you're new to One Piece and you didn't know that, sorry if I spoiled you, but that's what his fruit does. It can, like, absorb and negate other people's fruits. If you know a little bit more about that than I do, let me know down in the comments below, but pretty sure that's mostly what his effect does. And they did that pretty well with this leader card. People are talking about playing vanillas in their decks to combat this. You know, you just drop a high power vanilla on curve to play against this, and you should be decent for a couple turns. Maybe. Who knows? But this leader's very scary, and we did get a couple card reveals that go in with this leader. They're Blackbeard Pirates, and they're not on-play effects. This deck will not play on-play effects because they don't work. So I think it's going to be very interesting to see this deck built and all of the pieces that we get for it, and I'm super excited. I definitely will be testing and running the Blackbeard leader, and let me know if you think this leader is going to be a problem or not. But moving forward, we have the Monkey D. Luffy Odyssey, 5 cost 6k. On play, if you have 2 or more rested characters, choose up to one of your opponent's 6 cost or lower characters, or up to one of your opponent's Dawn, and rest it. That's not that good. I think it's okay. I don't think it's amazing, but like I said, I feel like we need to see whatever the rest of these Odyssey cards are. Now, I want to go back on what I've said about having a stage card that will restand stuff, because this is if you have 2 or more rested characters. Why would it say that? You know, maybe there is a card that will stand them all up, and then but it's at the end of your turn. So like you can do your attacking, play your characters, get your effects, and then at the end of your turn, it'll stand them all active. Don't really know. I'm still super interested, but to me, this card is just okay. Doesn't seem crazy. I do think it's decent for other decks, though, because it is generic. It being a Supernova and Straw Hat means it's searchable in other decks, and you can rest 6 or lowers or a Dawn, and it's generic. You know, I mean, it's not a horrible card, but is it what this Odyssey leader needs to succeed? Maybe. But here's another card for them. It's a 9 cost ADO. 9k power. On play, if your leader has the Odyssey type, set up to 3 of your Dawn as active. Pretty interesting. When opponent attacks once per turn, you can rest one of your Dawn. Up to one of your leader or characters gains 2,000 for the battle. Now that is pretty powerful. Just basically a built-in counter event on this card. I mean, that's pretty good. Not too shabby of a card. I think we're going to need to see the rest of the cards, though, to really determine if that leader's good. Now, here's one that I'm excited for, because I think this color combo is interesting, being that I played with Purple Yellow Croc for the last little bit of EB format. But Nico Robin finally gets her own leader, and there's spoilers down below for another leader. But let's go ahead and talk about this. It's a Purple Yellow 4 life 5k Straw Hat Pirates leader with Banish. Built in on the leader, Banish. You are not getting any of those life cards to your hand if I hit you with this leader. That's really, really strong. I know that they have that in Fusion World, Dragon Ball Fusion World. It's critical on the leader, and they had that from set 1, but it's taken One Piece 2 years and 9 sets for us to get it. And this is insanely powerful, in my opinion. You know, this is going to make it so that, like, if you're playing against this, you're going to be countering, like, every single time that they go to attack with their leader, and you're going to take the hits from their other cards. I think that this deck is just going to play a whole bunch of cards that have Banish on them, so that it doesn't matter what you counter anymore. They're just going to eat your life and send it straight to the trash. Life is a resource in this game, and if you could play a whole deck that revolves around that while ramping and playing big bodies fast, broken. I think that's insane. Now, the other part of her effect is when attacking, you can trash one card with a trigger from your hand and add a Dawn card from your Dawn deck rested. Now, trashing a card to ramp one, I don't think that's a massive cost. I don't think that's anything crazy. I think that that's pretty fair and pretty balanced. As long as this card or this leader gets some form of replenishment, some kind of searcher or something like that. Other cards, maybe we play other searcher packages in this deck to replenish cards for your hand. I think it'll be fine. Now, I'm excited to see what they print in the rest of this set, because we have another purple Straw Hat leader. And I was talking with my friends, and I do believe that they're going to give us more purple Straw Hat cards. We get another Ultra deck that has been announced, and it is based off of Gear 5 Luffy. And it makes me think that that deck is going to be purple, and we're going to get a whole lot more purple One Piece Straw Hat cards. Or maybe it'll be black and we'll get a whole bunch of more black ones, even though we have like 2 Luffy black starter decks. I don't know. But this Luffy seems really strong off the bat. Purple black, 4 life, 5k power, Yonko, Straw Hat Pirates. Dawn ×1, your characters have +1 cost. Off the bat, this is already playing heavy into an anti-removal deck. You know, we think about cards like the new Jack that comes out of OP09. That card almost never leaves the field unless you're playing a deck that has removal that does not care about cost. You know, when you play that against a black deck, it's very hard for them to get rid of it. Now, this is literally going to make it so hard to get rid of anything on the field when you play this. You know, we got the ST14 that plays with this as well, increasing the cost of stuff. So that's a whole slew of cards that could possibly be thrown into the deck with this leader. And if we get more purple cards, those could go in there as well. Now his other effect is what's really broken about this leader. During your turn, once per turn, when 2 or more Dawn cards are shuffled to your Dawn deck, return to your Dawn deck from play, set up to 1 from your Dawn deck as active and 1 from your Dawn deck as rested. So if you shuffle back more than 2 Dawn at a time, you get 1 Dawn back active and 1 rested. That is busted. That makes Dawn minus effects almost free in this deck when you're doing it like a Dawn minus 2. That's insanely powerful, and I really, really like it. I think this color combo is cool, and we haven't seen a leader with this color combo do anything crazy so far. And I think it's pretty interesting to me that in 08 we had a purple-yellow leader and a purple-black leader, and then we're also getting one in 09 for each of those as well. So very interesting, and I'm interested to see the cards that we get printed in this as well. I think it will be purple straw hat cards, but if you have a different idea, let me know down below. And then next, we have a couple more reveals for the Blackbeard Pirates cards. And I'm going to run through these a little quick because this video is getting a little long here. But we have Van Augur, a 5/6 Blackbeard Pirates with a 1000 counter. And this is a minus cost card. Activate main. You can rest this character. If your leader is Blackbeard Pirates type, you give an opponent's character -3 cost for the turn. And when it's KO'd, draw a card. This is super strong. Being able to -3 every single turn with this guy, and then if he dies, you just draw a card. That's broken. So it makes your opponent not want to kill this, because then you just replenish a card in your hand that you could possibly use to use your leader effect again, or maybe it's another one of these, or I don't really know, but I think that there's a lot that is possible with this deck already. Next we have Jesus Burgess, a black 4/5 Blackbeard Pirates, counter 1000. This character cannot be KO'd by your opponent's effects. Off the rip, both of these cards are like anti-black. You don't want to do anything against these with a black deck. You do not want to KO this guy, and you can't KO this one. If your leader has the Blackbeard Pirates type, this character gains 1000 power for every 4 cards in your trash. Will that come up super often? No, but I could see this guy getting a 2 or 3k boost depending on the rest of the playstyle of this deck. It really depends on if this deck mills a lot or not. For now, I really don't think it will. But you never know, we could see some more card reveals that do. But to top it off, they got a Bounty Searcher. This is Lafitte, a black 1/1 Blackbeard Pirates, counter 1000. Activate main, rest it, and 1 Dawn. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck, add a Blackbeard Pirates, and then place the rest on the bottom of the deck. So already, all of the cards are not on play and playing around that Blackbeard Pirate leader effect. Super, super strong already. I'm super excited to see the rest of the cards that we get for it. And if we look below, we're not going to see too much else. This is just some more reprints and stuff, some One Piece Day promos, and then a bunch of reprints that we are getting in the One Piece The Best set, which I just made a video on the other day. If you haven't checked that out, go check it out above my head here or down in the description below. And yeah, that's about all I have for y'all today. Let me know what you think about 09 so far, and if you're excited for it or not, if you're terrified of Blackbeard, or you're excited for Robin, or maybe you're a Liam diehard fan for Odyssey, and you're excited for that leader. But, alright y'all, Gum Gum TCG, 24 hours in the future as of recording this video, and we just got the last 2 leaders of 09 revealed. Like I said, it was a Buggy and a Shanks, and here they are. They're both mono leaders. We'll go ahead and talk about the Buggy first. So he's a 5-life leader, blue, Yonko, cross guild, and his effect says, activate main, you may rest 5 Dawn and discard 1 card from your hand, play up to 1 character with the cross guild type from your hand. That is scary off the bat. First off, this effect is not once per turn. However, you could theoretically only do it twice a turn because you have to rest 5 Dawn, but you could theoretically play 2 big cost bodies for all your Dawn and 2 cards out of your hand. I guess this is really going to depend on how good the cross guild cards are. You know, I guess we can expect a Buggy card, we can expect a big Crocodile as well as a big Mihawk, and then I'm sure maybe some Moji, Kabaji, maybe a Mr. 3, maybe an Alvida, stuff like that. Just some small little characters. And yeah, I'm interested to see what this can do, because this seems pretty good, honestly. And I like the artwork. It looks pretty dope. Yeah, I wasn't expecting them to be mono blue. I was expecting a dual type leader. I think a lot of people were, but yeah, get a closer look at him. He looks pretty sick, and I can't lie. This leader effect seems decent. The only problem to me is we've had leaders like this where you have to do something by trashing a card from your hand or playing a body from hand. And I mean, this is, you're paying 5 Dawn to get rid of 2 cards out of your hand. You're establishing a body, yes, but unless that body gets you more advantage in some way, it's going to be tricky to know when to use this right. So I like it, but for now, I think we're going to have to wait and see some of the reviews. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the Shanks real fast. So he's a 5 life, 5,000 power red leader, Yonko Red Hair Pirates. And once per turn, you may activate this effect when your opponent attacks. Give up to one of your opponent's leaders or characters power minus 1,000 for the turn. Yeah, this is pretty underwhelming, if I'm going to be honest. Not too thrilled. I think they've really been doing red leaders dirty for a while now. Not saying that they're not playable. You know, this is playable, but is it good? This seems like a O2 leader effect, if I'm being honest. Like, I guess during the first couple turns of the game when you can't really invest Dawn if you want to play a body, like say on your turn 2, if you're not putting all your Dawn on your leader to attack, then you attack for a 5k, they can just make that 5k not hit. Other than that, I don't really know how this is going to work. My thought is that we're going to have a big Shanks, like a 9 or a 10 cost, that while he's on the field, all of your opponent's characters and leader lose like minus 1,000. So then when you pair it with the leader effect, that's going to be like a minus 2,000. That way it'll feel a little more worth it. But for now, this leader effect just feels a little underwhelming. Let me know what you think in the comments below if you think the same thing. But I do feel like the Red Hair Pirates deck is going to revolve around power reduction, and just because they all have insane hockey, no devil fruits, and their hockey is so strong that it's going to make your characters and leader weaker. So that's how I'm thinking this deck will be, and the cards will be revealed, and that's what their effects will be. But I'm not writing it off completely yet, you know, because if we do get something like that, that could be insanely powerful, honestly. A big body that just reduces the cost or the power level of everything on the field, you know, and then we have a lot of power reducers already, but I'm thinking something that's on your opponent's turn. So let me know what you think. And yeah, super excited. We have all the 09 leaders revealed now, but you'll have to let me know what you think down in the comments below. Do you think Blackbeard's the best one so far? What do you think else? What else do you think is going to come out of this set? I'm really excited. I hope you are too. And that's all I got for you. So I'll see you all on the next one. Peace.